Hey everyone, we're live on Cullen on Film. We are live on both Facebook and YouTube right now. We're here with the Cap Gun Productions crew. Why don't you guys start and go around and say your name and what you do?
Sure, I'll start. Hi, I'm Cameron. I was on this podcast before, back in like August, September, I think it was.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Fairhaven. I currently live in Germany, and I am the original founder. And what are all these guys on? I'll give it over to my person here.
Hey, that's me. My name is Justin Chapman. I'm from Marlboro, New Jersey, still in Marlboro, New Jersey. I work 1,000 jobs, but here at Capgun, I work a lot of screenwriting and supervising work, working on a variety of projects, and especially within the American division. And next we have.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Hahn, and I am the creator of Working Title. I've been working on it in Middletown, New Jersey for a little over 9 months now.
It's a good
town. Very good. I'll give it over to Keely.
Hi, I'm Keely Giblin, and I'm from Atlantic Highlands, New Jersey. And I study film at Montclair State University, and I, for Capcom, just released a short called Mismatched.
All right. So how did this all start? How did you guys get together? You want to start off, Cameron, since you started?
Sure. Yeah, so I've been using the Capgun name for a better part of a decade now.
Did you have a cap gun?
I do. Well, that's how it started. You know, yeah. I used to play cap guns with our friends and with my friends, and used to use them to play like Zombie, Apocalypse, or something Wild West and stuff. So a cap gun always was synonymous with creativity and having fun and being playful, and that's what making films for me is, right? It is having fun, being playful about it, making people smile, making people transport into different worlds. And for a while, I would work with people that were in high school or middle school and stuff like that. I was going to classes with. And then, what was it? Around 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, I guess it's been now, right? I met Justin through a mutual friend.
Right.
We worked on Stuck in the Woods together. He was first my audio guy. I was like, I need an audio guy. He's like, I did a year of audio. And I'm like, perfect, you're it. And then he said to me, I actually like to write. And I was like, perfect. I have the script, Slowly Separating, which actually just released, yesterday, that we then worked on together. And then through various other connections, including film festivals and stuff like that, I met Mitchell and Keely. We worked on a short film together, House Sitters. And then last March, we were working on Stuck in the City, which premieres next week. So many premieres with these people. I was like, hey, so I want to make this company bigger, make it better, and I think you guys are super talented, know what you got. And I added them on. And they've been amazing ever since to create contact with and to do stuff with.
Yeah. Justin, do you have anything to say about it?
Well, it was very, very exciting being brought on because initially it was just a matter of I had previously worked in a lot of voiceover and animation, but then went to school for screenwriting. Cameron said that you really needed an audio person. I said, I do screenwriting, and he said, great, you're going to be an audio. I'm like, okay. But it's climbing the ladder from there, and the plan is to eventually take over the company slowly but surely.
Okay.
Kaylee, how did you get involved?
Like Cameron said, we actually specifically met. We both had films or were representing films that were at the Indie Street Film Festival in Red Bank, and yeah. And Mitchell actually was attending because that day I had to work, and then he called me right after it and was like, hi, I'm coming to your work and we're going to talk about like something we're going to be doing. And I was like, okay. And then that something was Cameron's short film.
Now, you worked with Mitchell before that, right?
Yeah, Mitchell and I have been working together for a long time, a few years now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, great. So now you guys where are you all right now? Because I know, Cameron, you're in another country, which is kind of cool. And how are you doing this back and forth from like overseas?
So I do a lot of producing right now. That is my main focus with most people, right? So my contribution to the month of content that we've been creating has been Guardians, right? And then I've been coordinating working title, and then our third show, Danny Swiggleton, which Justin helps on. And I've been basically trying to be a person to kind of push them to get stuff done, giving deadlines, trying to give them notes, and trying to be that supervising producer that I think, especially when you start out, you need. And as far as what I've seen, I think we've been doing an amazing job getting everything together, and I'm super proud of what everyone's been able to accomplish. And even beyond that stuff that we have spoken about, that we want to make posts this campaign and see what we're doing. And it's kind of me trying to we're trying to be collective, be a platform together, and help each other out. And I'm trying to be that person that kind of tries to oversee everything and plays the production company chess, if you will. Like, where does this go? When does this go? That kind of stuff.
Are you guys getting film like parts back and forth? Like you sending, oh, we shot this today, dailies here, there, and edits and all that kind of stuff back and forth. I can't even pass it on from kids at home to the school, so I don't know how you do it overseas.
Dailies, not as much. I don't get dailies. That is a data stream that I don't think we have mastered quite yet. But especially with Discarded, which was Mitchell's first installment of working title, I saw it pretty early in the process. I saw a rough cut, as far as if I can remember that correctly. Mitchell, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no. I think the first thing I shared with you was a rough cut, and we just kind of went back and forth from there until I got a fine, and then by that time we just had to do the end cards, and we put it up almost immediately. I mean, we were working on it pretty early on.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, that's how we kind of roll. But I start with everyone early, like when we sat down and I go, all right, what's our script idea, right? And we literally went from, because we're doing web series, those are big installment, our big thing to start off this whole thing. Yeah. And we basically started with concepts for a show, then we went to full season ideas, and then episode ideas, and then we basically broke down from there, went to scripts, and I was pretty active as far as I feel, basically the whole entire process, and trying to be active with them and trying to get everyone else involved as well. I think what Mitchell and Keely do amazingly well is work together, and they're amazing at utilizing each other. They've worked with each other so long. I mean, they basically are inseparable as far as that goes, and it shows, right? Their work is damn amazing because they're able to work together and have this bond that they're able to have with each other. So, that's kind of where I fall.
I was gonna say, CJ, you're bringing up the overseas issue, which to us, or at least if I may attempt to speak for the group, doesn't feel like as crazy an issue, especially in these the remote COVID times as you'd initially think. It is constant meetings and constant updates, but in a way that I come from a world that's a lot of web animation and a lot of just communicating over the internet. Whether you're actually a room away or a country away, it does just come down to you're going to be online nonetheless. You're going to be constantly putting out updates. It is constant meetings for us. We're never a second away from keeping each other completely up to speed. That said, we get to deal with Cameron needing to take really, really late or early hours to accommodate the rest of us. And
yeah, like what time is it right now?
Yeah. We're at midnight. So, when we do readings of scripts, I'm up till 3, 4 in the morning. I try to get up to like 7:30 so that I can get the last wave of everyone to make sure that I read any last text so I can give any last answers before basically my personal time begins. And then starting at like 2 p.m. my time, I start to kind of get the text trickle in for everyone else. I mean, yes, the time difference is a big thing, as Justin said, but we make it work, right? And that's the thing. It's like, especially in an era where you got to make things work, we just do. And, I think, especially since we're always in constant communication, since we're having group meetings almost every single week, it's, we're always up to date, and we have boards of what's going on, and everyone's always able to access everything and be collaborative. And that's very important with us as a group.
Now, you guys are you all in film school right now? Are you? while doing film school?
Well, I recently graduated. I went to Emerson College. I'm a recent graduate now. I'm just trying to navigate the world after that, which is its own whole big blue hut.
Yeah, I'm still in college. Keely's still in college. Mitchell is, I believe, still in college.
Yeah.
So,
How do you balance that with all this?
barely.
Do you use some of it for college for projects?
Yes. Discarded was very much something I did in tandem with requirements for my school projects. So it had to be a certain number of minutes long. It had to have certain shots. It had to have my main character move 3 separate times. So I got, I think, like a 95 on it, which I'm proud of, and I'm happy I have some recognition outside of Capcom for that. But it's nearly impossible to have 2 separate ideas for something to put out for Capcom and something for your class.
Yeah.
So it's almost a necessity in my book.
I mean, Keely, your project was a school project, no? If I'm mistaken.
Yeah, actually, Mismatched wasn't originally going to be a Capgun project. That was a film I was just doing for film school because we had to make films, obviously. And that it just happened because Mitchell and I worked together a lot. So Mitchell worked on that one. And then like a week after finishing it, or like kind of like during the day I was making it, I realized I could use it for Capgun.
Yeah. So you guys are are you putting these in festivals, or what's going on? I know festivals are kind of weird right now. They're online. Have you put any of these on the online ones, or even episodes that you've been creating for the web series? Have they been
not this stuff? I think we're gonna get to the point where, as I was saying, that production company Chess, where they're like, specifically for me, I try to create a couple of shorts per year, and I know specific ones will be good for YouTube. Specific ones will be a weird in between, and some are like, I know I want to push those for festivals, right? Like House Sitters, for example, we shot that in August of 2019, and that's going to the festival circuit because just the amount of time and effort and people that we had on board, that's where it has to go, and so it goes through that cycle, and then it goes up on YouTube or whatever its end month is. And as we look forward past this month and past, this era of lockdown and staying indoors, I think we will have to have a discussion. We are going to have discussions about, what projects go where and where do our resources go, right? Because we're currently trying to pool resources to try to get a group together, and now then how do we allocate those is the next question.
I've been, like we were talking earlier, for one of the festivals, I've been interviewing people because just to get going, and we went hang on to your shorts. We were online. We did what we could. But a lot of filmmakers now, I'm asking, did you get to see your film on the big screen at a festival? And pretty much 90% of them are like, nope, just online right now. So they can't wait to be able to see their film that they created on the big screen somewhere, anywhere at this point. But
and it's a shame, it's a shame. You put all that time and effort into it. I mean, I know what all the time and effort that these guys put in their projects, and it's like, well, that's why the thing that we're doing with all our projects is we're going on YouTube, we're making them premiere status, right? So you have that 2-minute premiere running. I had someone comment yesterday, I was like, that's so cool, how can I do that? And then after that, we go on Instagram and do talkbacks. Mitchell and I did a talkback for his pilot Discarded. We did one for Guardians where we brought on one of the actors, our DP, one of our producers, and just try to get the involvement in so that it's like, people have that experience of being as close to this experience of doing something cool as possible, right? And so that's what we tried to bring during the past month of content.
Keely, I know you've been involved with festivals in the past. Have they gone online, or have you worked or dealt with any online?
Yeah, I've dealt with a few online as of right now. One mainly Montclair Film Festival was online this year, and I think Mitchell and I had a film in it. I honestly can't remember which one right now. I think one of our experimental ones that we did last year, but it was fully online. Honestly, it is like, I hate to admit it, but some of that like online film festivals, like sometimes I honestly like forget that it's happening until like the moment of, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
forgot I'm doing that because film festivals are such a big, like, powerful moment when they're in person, but online it just doesn't feel like as powerful. So I'm excited for the future when we can have them in person again.
Hopefully in a few months we'll hope. We'll see. How is everything overseas right now? Is it as crazy as right here in the East Coast?
Yeah, I mean, certain distributions of vaccines. Things are starting to get a little bit worse over here in Germany, so we're going to a bigger partial lockdown again. But better time to start writing is my upside, right? And I know Justin knows that I've been writing a bit since the lockdown started. So
Cameron is a constant stream of content. It is always very, very exciting. The moment I'm done with very, very thorough notes on one project, it's right on to the next.
Right. So it's yeah.
That sounds good. Let's see here. I got your website, so we'll put that up. See that there, so they can go check out all your. That's the web series, correct? On that.
That is. I have no idea which one that is.
Oh,
going to be completely honest.
No, it's the one. It's not. It's not the. It's a film. It's not. I thought I got the whole.
So YouTube.com/Capgun
Productions. Yeah, Capgun Productions. That's it. But
it's our YouTube channel on there. So what we've been doing this month is we've been running a Indiegogo campaign to start this new era. Right. All these amazing people were announced this month as part of the crew.
Right.
And so what our big thing has been is we're trying to raise $1,000 next month with the campaign of 100 people, $10. Right. We're trying to show that people support us, people want to see our content, people believe in us as people. And we are currently at $650, so we're over halfway there, which is super amazing.
And that's open right now, right? It's open right now?
It's open right now.
That's
that right there.
That's it.
Through the month of January. Yep.
Yeah, through the month of the 31st. We're also announcing tonight, next week is going to be the drop of Stuck in the City, which all four of us did work on. I directed and produced and co-wrote it with Justin, with Keely doing, I believe, some makeup work and some on-set PA work, and then Mitchell doing sound. It's two people running through New York City trying to get to where they got to go. And it's a fun little story of us going the subway and all that fun stuff. And then after that, we are releasing episode 2s of our web series. So we did, at the end of January, we did pilot week, where we released Guardians of Berlin, Working Title, and Danny Swiggleton. We are continuing with our episode 2s, so we're going to continue to see Fred and how he's experiencing the Guardians of Berlin and the guardianship and what that means. Mitchell, if you'd like to talk about the next part of
Working Title? The next part of Working Title is actually going to be a reboot of something that we've done in the past, and it's we're giving a home to our old film, Garbage Friends. Garbage Friends is actually something that got into the Red Bank Film Festival, the Indie Street Film Festival, and that's actually where I ended up meeting Cameron Spector, and that's something that Keely and I worked on. Basically, it was our final high school film, and it inspired Working Title to be made. So I really felt like it deserved to be attached to Working Title since it inspired it, and it's something that definitely has a personal connection to myself, since we were always told in our old high school class that when we move on to larger, more commercial things, we weren't going to have as much control over our films and the things that we make and work on. So Working Title is something that I have full control of, and something that I can express myself with, and something that I have a lot of control of what I make and what I work on. So because of that, I decided to put up something that I feel has inspired that and really holds that idea.
Yeah, cool.
Justin, you want to talk about the last pilot?
Yeah, and then
the last episode that comes up?
The last one that would come up is Danny Swiggleton, episode 2. For those who don't know, Danny Swiggleton is an ARG character, young kid who is a storyteller who it takes on the identity of a YouTube storytelling series with a twist in that you find slowly that Danny isn't as much of a normal person as he may come across as on the surface, but it's intentionally modeled to look like any old YouTuber creating just a common series on YouTube, but then to eventually get a little darker, glitchier. But we're still in a bright time in Danny's life, and he's going to be talking about his first experience in film next episode. First on as an on-screen actor before he became interested in becoming a filmmaker. It's exciting in his role as dead body number one, and the police get involved. So I hope you enjoy the storytelling.
That sounds pretty good. So how is filming during quarantine for all of you? Is it just, are you getting used to it? Is it just really hard? Is it getting easier? How is it?
It's so difficult.
Yeah.
So hard.
Try teaching it.
Yeah. I think, so at least out here in Germany, I had the luck of getting these 2 episodes done right before it got a lot worse again. So last time I was on, we shot a short that was pretty relaxed as far as COVID regulations go. Cases were really low, nothing was happening. Literally a week later, they made shutdown protocols for all the for basically all of Germany after I shot Guardians.
No.
And so I was a little panicked that week, as Justin might be able to
Consistently.
confirm.
I like to think of myself as the off-site therapist, but yeah, it's part of the process.
And so it was 4 days of straight, full-on run and gun shooting, but with the protocols that come in place, masks on, 6 feet apart, all that stuff was just present. You did not see me without a mask on. Without a mask on, at all during that shoot. The moment I stepped out of the house to the moment I got back into the house, it was masks on the whole time, and it was stressful at times.
Everyone in crew the whole time, right?
Yeah, everyone in crew was supposed to. The only exception that I gave was actors because
the actors have to take it off for when. Yeah.
So they had the exception, but everyone else was supposed to wear a mask. And the only other person, our DP, he had a pre-existing condition, which his doctor said he didn't have to wear a mask. But besides that, everyone else was given masks. We had, we had masks on set. People forgot to bring theirs, just so that we were all safe.
Yeah.
And especially when your head is throbbing, that is not the thing that you need from your face at that moment. But you get through it, right? And we're still able to create something great. And that's all that matters in the end, right? Yeah. Pain is temporary, film is forever.
What about the equipment? Like when you guys, do you have your own equipment, or like you're in film schools and stuff? Do you get the equipment from the schools? How do you go about with that for your films?
So I have my own equipment. I know it's not the same story for everyone else, but I was already looking to invest in my own equipment anyways. So this was just sort of spur of the moment, momentum, sort of. I don't know. It was just sort of like I got straight into Cameron's group. I got straight into Capgun. COVID hit, so I really didn't have access to any of my school stuff at the time. We were all stuck at home, and I was in the middle of that situation of I'm going into this empty-handed. So I was already in the market for it, essentially, and I don't know. It sort of prompted my buying spree in a sense. I hate saying that because equipment is expensive. Like I know even a rigging for certain cameras is like $200, like grips $200. But as if you do your research, I think you can find like good value stuff.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people now on eBay, they'll sell like their old cameras. They upgrade. They sell their old cameras pretty cheap. And I've been buying things here and there, trying to put something together, light kits, cameras, all that kind of stuff during quarantine. So I'm ready to go.
Yeah. I think I'm working with a Canon 2000D right now.
Okay.
And it shoots native 1080p, but it's basically like it came with the camera 2 lenses, and a bunch of filters for about like $300.
That's pretty good.
And that's what I shot Discarded on.
I love Canons.
Yeah.
Ever since I've been teaching, we're using Canons, and now I'm addicted. So I bought 2 Canons. I have 2 Canons. So
They really do just work.
I love them. They're great. And actually, Ming has one of my Canons. I let him borrow it. It's been like 6 months. He still has it. It's good. He likes it. And then he bought another camera. So he's got 2 cameras that he's shooting everything with. You can see. And then the other day I was like, man, I got to get my camera back. And I saw like a picture with it, and it's like Canon, the whole thing. And so he was like wearing it, and he saw the strap. I was like, he's still using it. At least he's using it. So
I don't know about Keely. Keely used equipment from school, but I had to rent.
Yeah, you got to rent. Yeah, that's what
we rented. So I rented from our DP, amazing DP Tim, who he has a Blackmagic Ursa.
Okay.
And we then used the anamorphic adapter, so we shot anamorphic, which that was fun to do.
Yeah, anamorphic. Yeah.
And on top of that, we rented another 700 in lighting equipment and gear, and then we rented a van to transport that gear. Oh, I was so excited. I did a vlog that we're going to use as one of our perks. If you donate $20 or more, you get
extra ride in the van.
I wish, but I was so we got a van. Like I remember texting Justin, and I was like, I cannot believe that this is our van. I am using a van for a movie.
That's awesome.
This is cool. And it was amazing, because the biggest project before this was house sitters, and we just used three cars. Like we used my dad's car, my mom's car, and then my friend Arnold's car to transport everything. But here we had a van, and it was cool, and I had fun with it. So yeah, that was pretty great.
I've had many rides in vans on sets that were a lot of fun. There was a movie a long time ago called Not One Crazy Summer, the last summer, something like, I can't even remember the title. DJ Qualls. I don't know if you know that actor, DJ Qualls. We did a movie on 36 with Nikki Reed was the executive producer. DJ Qualls was a star. And I was in it for like a week, and it was this burger joint in 36 that went out of business like the day after. It was so disgusting, so bad. They rented out this place, and the day after it went out of business, and it's gone. It's flattened. It's on 36. But there's this movie, The Last Day of Summer it's called. And DJ Qualls, like, I look at his girlfriend, so he murders me. And I had blood and everything, and they kind of cut it out, but I'm still kind of there. But I was in the van, and DJ Qualls, and we had to go to set, and the PA was ready to drive, and PA leaves the keys in the car, and DJ Qualls looks, he's in the front seat, I'm in the back, and he goes, what if I just jumped over the driver's seat, and we were in the Holiday Inn on 36, and it was an empty parking lot. And he goes, what if I just started speeding up and sliding and doing all these like spin outs with this van? How cool would that be? And I was like, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. So he jumps over the driver's seat, shuts the door, and he goes, and we're going like so fast that he's skidding, and the PA is behind running, screaming at us, and he's just driving along, like skidding. I thought we were going to die. I really thought we were going to die. And it was a lot of fun, but that was my experience in a van with an actor, DJ Qualls, who was.
I could change in the van. That was fun. So the opening, I play a dead body, and we had just shot my favorite scene, which happens in episode 2. And I get shot. I'm dead, and I have blood all over me. So our amazing costume designer, Gracie, had prepared all the clothes for me, and I was like, well, I gotta change. I gotta put on new pants, new shirt, new everything. And I looked in the van, I looked at the bag with clothes, looked in the van, and I was like, well, here goes nothing. I opened the van, I'm like, guys, do not enter this van for 5 minutes. And I go in and get changed at 7 at night, like it's pitch black already. I'm just like, no. This was when you regret everything. But it was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me see here. I'm going to see if I can share this screen. So I'm going to hit screen share and see if this works. It's going to see screen sharing works best. Okay, let's see. Screen share what? It's screen sharing us. I don't want that. I want the window.
Close enough.
We can screen
There we
share
go.
us. Screen sharing us.
Here we
screen
go.
sharing.
I'm gonna screen share. Well, it's there. Is it showing up?
Yep, that's right. It is.
There it is. There we are. So, just so everyone can see it, that is your website.
Right.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could go down. If I scroll down a little bit, if it lets me. Is it moving?
Yeah. Yes, it is.
All right. Cool.
Uploads. Yeah.
So anyone can go check out their films here, the Cap Guns Productions, and that's your announcement right here.
Yeah, that was our pilot week video. Has some clips from the first pilots.
Yeah.
As we said, actually, we did announce it before tonight. We're doing episode 2s. 24th is Guardians. 26th is Working Title, and 28th is Danny. Campaign runs till the 31st. Justin, please say if I'm missing something. Oh yeah, Stuck in the City coming out next week, next Wednesday.
There you go.
And I believe that's all. I mean, we're doing so much, and then podcasts every week.
Oh yeah. So you're doing it. You're doing it afterwards. You said like a Q&A.
So we have weekly podcasts just in general.
Just in general, okay. And then you're doing a Q&A after the things there as well.
Those are over on our Instagram account, right? Instagram. I don't know. /CapGun.
If you want even more of us speaking, you can. If you sign up for the pledge to the Indiegogo, there are additional podcasts to come with that as well.
So the one for next week, not for this week, but next week is Mitchell, Justin, and I talking about the pilots, and then after that, we sat down for an extra hour or plus and spoke about not just the pilots, but other random stuff that came to our minds, which was a lot of fun to do.
That's always fun.
It was great.
So let's see if I can get that other site here where you're I can cut and paste it. I guess I can show it. I don't know.
Thank you.
I can show it. It's not letting me go to it right now unless I go to here. And your campaign is the next 3. Let's see. All right, it's coming up on my internet. It's very slow, like I said earlier. It's just spinning in circles. So
happens.
Yeah. No, it's just spinning in circles. There we go. All right. So now I can share this screen. All right, I'll take this off and share this screen. And oh, is that it? No, it's not letting me do that. Here we go. There's the big launch.
So it's a relaunch with a new logo that just got back this week. We are at $650. We got
17 more days left. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well for our campaign. I'm super happy. Our thing as we've been pitching is 100 people, $10. If 100 people chip in $10, then we hit our goal. Now we're at 650. So if 335 people chip in $10, then we finish our goal. Gets your name in the credits of the shows and some other cool things. And then if you donate 20, you get all of our extra content that we're creating just for those backers.
I used to do that a long time ago. I haven't in a long time to raise money. I know, and then I remember when these all started. Is it hard to continue to do this nowadays, or is it a little bit easier for the Indiegogo? I'm not sure. I haven't touched any Indiegogo stuff or any of that for a while, so I don't know if it's really harder to get it going or back in the day when it first started, everyone.
I mean, this is your second one. I think you can take this one as what your opinion is, if it's harder or easier.
Well, with the social media landscape, I found that it's gotten easier with time. It comes down to who you know and who you're willing to reach out to for a big part of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's things that are going to be universally difficult when it comes to any sort of crowdfunding. Very simply, how much money are you going to raise? You have no idea what people are going to be interested in right off the bat. Is $100 or $10,000 gonna work a little more? So I think the number we landed on is one that's we could it's a challenge enough, but we have confidence in ourselves that if we work hard enough at it. But it's also a platform in which not a lot of people already know our work. Mm-hmm. So I've worked on a Kickstarter prior to this in which it was an established property that had enough of a following that we could gauge a little bit. When you're starting from scratch, it's the Wild West, but it's exciting in that way.
Absolutely, and you never know. Sometimes if someone's watching this, you'll never know who's going to go on and get it. I had one up. I actually I think a long time ago, Spike Lee was doing one for a horror movie. So he had it out, and I was like, oh, I had a little bit of money, so I put money towards it, and he sent me a little thing with his autograph, which was pretty cool. But then I messaged him or said something, and I had my own going, and he actually gave me money back and gave me more money for my short film. So Spike Lee actually gave money to my film long time ago, when this first started. But I was like, is that Spike Lee? Yeah, Spike Lee gave me money.
It's still exciting. Yeah.
I gave him like $10. He gave me like $100. So I was like, well,
I think he has the $100 to spend like you got $10. So it's a fair exchange. I love Spike Lee. He's an amazing director and writer, but like he's got a little more money than all of us.
Yeah, he could have got $10,000. Well, he was doing a crowdfunding movie, and he made a lot of money. He got a lot for it. So I forget which film it was, but I can't remember.
As Justin said, it's hard to gauge this. I know we spent the four of us spent a good amount of time talking about, first of all, when to do it, how much to do it, what to do. Like to plan all this is hard, and I know you got to be shameless. Just I'm going to all my friends and calling my friends like, hey, I'm doing this campaign, blah blah blah, and they might chip in 10, they might chip in 50, they might chip in nothing, and you're still thankful if they share it. I've had a couple of friends that have shared it instead, and I'm thankful for that as well.
And there's still plenty of time. 17 days, still plenty of time to get up there.
Yeah, 100%.
That's pretty good.
But we have so much. We put so much work into this. It is so much work to get all this stuff done. And as Mitchell said, as soon as him and Keely got on board, it was pedal to the metal. Let's get stuff done. Let's see what we can do to get this right. And sadly, Corona ruined it and pushed this back 4 times. But you do what you got to do, right? That's the end result.
So, how was working when we were go back in time? We're normal on your short film House Sitter. How was all of you working on that film?
I think so. I not to like I had not as much contact with Mitchell and Keely on that project as I did on, for example, Stuck in the City, right? House Sitters was a very established movie with a lot of established people that I had known for a while. Logan Riley Bruner, Aaron Dallavilla, Janine Martel, Tim Robuto, like all these people that I'd worked with before and loved working with. And then also people like Justin and Zach and Miguel, who I'd worked with behind the camera as well. I had met Mitchell, as he said, at Indie Street, and literally 2 weeks later, I had House Sitters short. And this was the biggest thing that I had set my eyes on, a big goal. And so I was like, I need people. And he's like, yeah, I think I'd love to do it. And I have someone that I think would be interested in doing it too. And so he talked to Keely, and they both came on. And they were great. They were hardworking. And after that, I moved to Germany, and then I came back, and I was like, I have these 2 projects that I have to do. Okay, who do I bring on? Justin, Zach, this person, that person. And then I have a list of all the people that I've worked with, and it was Mitchell and Keely. I've worked with those 2 were good. I like them. So I called them up. I was like, hey, we're doing this short in the city. Interested in working with it? And they were both down. And that's when I really got to work with them, especially Keely doing some makeup stuff and helping coordinating things. She was a blast to work with. Mitchell doing sound, was doing it professionally and got good sound out of it, which is really hard to do. I don't know why so many people have such a hard time getting good sound out of things. Like
it's not easy.
It's not. But Mitchell was able to do a great job at it. So, and then 2 weeks later, I shot another short, and I brought them back on. And Justin and I, before the Stuck in the City shoot, had a conversation about who do we bring on. And I was like, all right, Mitchell and Keely are 2 very interesting prospects. They're both super talented. They're hardworking. They're going to college. They have the drive. So you talk to Keely, I talk to Mitchell. And so I remember I was in the subway, and or was it the other way around? I don't remember.
We talked a lot on the subway during while getting to different parts, different scenes.
And at the pizza shop. And
nope, we lost them in Germany.
Germany will do that to you.
Germany. So yeah, and they were both excited. I mean, and it's been an honor to be able to work with them and to be able to produce stuff with them and get stuff done with them.
Was that the Indie Street in the Red Bank Theater there for the student films?
No, this was at the award ceremony at, I believe it was the Molly Pitcher.
Oh, okay. I was no.
Budos, yes, because they were up in North Jersey at another festival, and they were going to most likely win an award. So they asked me to be there to represent the film in case it won something.
No.
And Mitchell was there for a film that he had worked on, Garbage Friend. Yeah.
I was there because we won the student festival. Garbage Friends had won a student festival along with what's your favorite part of life, which is a different experimental.
You froze up there a little. We lost you there for a second. Yeah. So yeah, because the festival was beforehand. I know because I'm the one that put that together.
Yeah.
I convinced them to do a student fest, and then he's like, all right, we'll do it like a month before at this theater, and then they digitized everything to the high grade for the theater, and every film looked amazing. It was so cool.
Nice.
Yeah, we were very grateful for that.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool thing, and they did it 2 years in a row, and then they were going to do it again, and it got too late. So the last time they had a fest, and then all of a sudden, COVID, so it didn't matter anyway. So, and I think they're online now, but hopefully they get that going again. But now the theater is now owned by Count Basie.
Yep.
So we'll see.
And it was funny. I had met Mitchell at a meet and greet because I used to work over Custom Video in Middletown, their corporate video office, and we had been at some expo to represent the company. And Mitchell was there. We started talking for a bit, and I was at the festival, and I was like, "I think Mitchell, you came up to me. One of us said, I know you."
I think I said it because I remember you handed me your card. And that's how I got in touch with you later for other things. I think that's how I got in touch with you for
House sitters.
For house sitters, yeah. And so, yeah, I think originally because I was there for just to hang out. I really just walked in just to see what was going on and hand out a card. But I talked with you at Custom Video, and I think we just hit it off from there.
Yeah.
And then we just kept seeing each other.
Yeah.
You guys are going to realize when you get more into this business that it is a huge business, but very small.
Oh, it's very small. If there's something that I realized about the film festival circuit, especially New Jersey, it's the same, like 30 people every single time.
Yeah. I think,
CJ, you and I can count on our hands.
Sometimes I run into you, and maybe the second time I met you, the first time it was Brightside, I believe, the first time.
Yeah, well, I've been in Hang On to Your Shorts before.
Yeah, Hang On to Your Shorts before.
For a student section, and then we met again at Brightside.
So it was
then we met again at Garden State. We met again at.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you know that guy, you know that guy, you know that guy, yeah. And like I'm going down a list of people that I'm just meeting, and they're like, I'm like, you know this person, yeah, you know this person, yeah. I'm like, we know everyone.
All from film festivals, going to film festivals, and it really helps, and it really gets you out there. So it's helped me, and I try to help everyone else with it. And then all of a sudden this happens. So now I have a show where I talk to everybody. The good thing about doing this is I get like people that would never talk to me or interview, like out in California, or some actors or actresses that wouldn't give me the time of day, or like, sure, I'll do the show. Yeah. And it's been pretty good. So, building, this is the way I build for the future. So we'll see what happens there.
Well, if I can give a recommendation that you can use on anything, CJ, if you want to publicly promote your film festivals with this quote.
Yeah.
Film festivals help you meet people. I met two of our most amazing creatives because of film festivals, and I've met other amazing creatives because of festivals such as Brightside and Hang On to Your Shorts. And I cannot recommend submitting to film festivals enough.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully that'll continue soon. We'll be excited about that. was I saying the other day to somebody? I was talking to someone. I can't even remember. I had a thought and I lost it. But I was I saw a feature film at a festival once, and I was blown away. I loved it. I loved it so much. And I met a few people from that. And then it was playing at another festival. I told a friend it was up in Woodstock. I said, "Hey, get in the car. We're going to Woodstock." He's like, "It's so far for a film." I'm like, "Trust me, trust me." He's like, "This is crazy." And we had this crazy adventure driving to Woodstock. We get there. We end up meeting. Oh, now I'm frozen. There's people. There was a little Italian restaurant right next to where the theater was in Woodstock, and it was owned by people from Manalapan, New Jersey, and of course, right?
Yeah.
And what's the heck's the guy's name now? I'm always forgetting his name. All of a sudden, not Teen Wolf, but the Vampire Diaries. One of the main guys there. I'm forgetting his name. Well, he's from New Jersey. He went to CBA. And I see him, Paul Weasley. I see him at the bar. I go over. I'm like, I know you. And he's like, from Vampire Diaries. I'm like, no, I have no idea what that is. I go, no, but I know you. And then he's like, oh, I'm the producer of this film that we're showing. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, but that's not it. I go, wait a second. You went to CBA. We used to hang out. It's like so weird. And he had a different last name. So I was like recognizing his face, a different last name. And he was like, yeah, I'm Paul Weasley now. And I'm an actor on this vampire show. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So then we went into the movie, and I brought my friend to this movie, and he watched the movie, and he looked at me. He's like, you're right. We should have came. I was blown away with this movie. Then we became friends with the writer, director, who also starred in it. And we're talking one day, and I still didn't know this. We're hanging out a couple times. He's got this great movie, and he goes, yeah, I based it off the short that we won the Oscar. And I was like, wait, you won an Oscar?
Why not?
So in 2013, they had a short film and just won all these festivals, and it got nominated for an Oscar, and it won the Oscar in 2013.
It's amazing.
Yeah, crazy story. And they're just like, it was just a conversation like we're having. And it's like, yeah, I won the Oscar. I'm like, wait, what? You never know.
What? Why not? So this conversation, you're like, well, I feel unaccomplished.
I know, right? It's like, holy crap. I'm like, can I have a job?
Yeah, you have any spots opening up? That'd be cool. Thank you.
But every time they make a short film, it's amazing. It's really top notch. And I've had them on the show. It's really cool. But it's amazing. And I just meet them at a festival. And next thing you know, you're working with them, you're making stuff with them, then you're making your own content. So it's really cool. So congrats to all of you for doing this.
Thank you
so much.
Yeah. Anything else you want to promote and talk about that we might have missed? I think we lost Cameron for us again. That's like a good picture there, a little photo.
We'll screenshot it.
Anyone probably screenshot that. He's not
go to the profile picture and all the social media. It'll be great.
Do you guys have any other websites or any your films anywhere else that we can see that we didn't show? What about you and your animation, Justin? You said you did animation.
Quite honestly, I'm sure. Well, Cameron wanted me to keep it to Capgun. No, but the other project I work on is on a channel called Animation Epic. It's a web animation series called Inanimate Insanity. It is about these adorable little objects competing in a reality show, in a Survivor-style reality show. Starts light and fluffy, and as time goes on, plot is introduced outside of the realm of a reality show. So gets a little darker from there. And it's been a project that I've been working on for almost 10 years now. It'll be 10 years this April. Wow. So it's just a matter of meeting people online through, it was around the time I was in middle school. I was meeting people online who were just interested in the same things. And it's such an exciting time because we're in an era where if you want to animate, the softwares are available to you. You just have to put in the time and learn, and we just start up this big production that we've stuck with to this day. And a lot of my life outside of Capgun revolves around that.
That's one thing I always wanted to do. I stink at animation. I want to get into it more, and I do teach stop motion animation, which is
really cool stuff.
We just got flip books and LED backlights, so we're going to be doing that next few days, like just the intro for it. I'm not good at it. I tell them I'm not good at it. I lived with 3 guys who made comic books, and when I back in the day, I owned a video store back in the day when I was young, right out of college, and the other 3 guys were cartoonists and they made comic books. So jealous.
I write, love animation. I cannot draw a thing for my life, but I love the world of animation.
Well,
so I spend so much time with that anyway. But I'm completely with you on that jealousy factor because it's such a specific, really fun skill to see unfold. But it's also a skill that very quick link to really imaginative content.
And I also want to be a voice on a cartoon, so that's the goal.
I'll keep that in mind, then.
Justin, keep that in mind.
That's more
character voice on a cartoon. I studied radio first before all this film stuff. It was radio, so I have that radio voice and I could do different voices.
Video and animation are greatly linked. Yeah, that's perfect.
So I just never got that voiceover, but one day,
we'll find you a spot for that.
Yeah. What about anyone else? Yeah, anyone else dabble in animation or stop motion?
No. I
So-
ran away from that. As much as I love Justin for it, I ran away from that. That was never my big thing. I'm a big extrovert. I be with people, so shooting films is always the best thing for me because I just got to be with people.
And I've always been the total flip. I'm the introverted guy who I'm like, okay, if I could do every single one of my projects that I am currently doing at my home on my computer, amazing. It's such a freeing feeling for me, but I'm on the complete other side of the world in that regard anyway. But then Cameron, I think, the Indiegogo that we have going on is based in web series, and I know Cameron's more from the festival circuit world, and I'm more from the web series world. So a lot of it came from my suggestions of, well, let's experiment and see what kind of recognition we could get from this very, very different realm of sharing media. Because film festival is great, web series is just a different kind of great, but it attracts a very different kind of audience. It's very different system of networking.
That's which was hard.
Yeah, it's
going to Guardians, which I think I very much shot more as if I was shooting one other shorts, and then I realized that I gravely overestimated. I don't know, something. I did not judge very well how much different you need to be in order to create a web series, and it was just a little bit it was a nightmare, as it always is, because you're trying to create a lot with little. But
what is the average length of a web series episode usually?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because it's similar to what I said before about crowdfunding. It's the Wild West, but no, they tend to gauge pretty short because you're in a world where attention spans are pretty pretty weak, especially when it comes to pilots. You really want to get that sweet spot of 3 to 6 minutes, really, if you want to get people who don't have any idea what this media is to just give it a little go. The project I mentioned before, Anime Insanity, it started in the 4 to 6 minute realm. We do 30-minute episodes now, and they're like these big productions that we treat like full movies each. But I don't think that if we started at that length, well, especially at the lower skill level we had back then, that people would be wanting to engage with the content to begin with. But I do see web series that go for TV length. And it really is what is best for the storytelling.
And we used to talk about that a lot when we were pitching ideas. Guardians is 8 minutes per episode about. Mitchell, you want to talk about length for? I know you want to talk about animation as well. So
there you go.
I'm gonna let him talk because he's been meaning to talk for a while, and then just whatever you want to discuss when we talk about it, you want to talk about, please.
Yeah.
So, just a quick thing on animation. One of my very first successful films in high school was partially stop motion animation. It's called Daydream Journal. It took us 3 weeks of nonstop, coming in pretty much before lunch, during lunch, and after school, and it's just such an arduous process. Mm. But it takes so long. And we didn't even use it for our entire film. It was a good 30 seconds of animation, effectively, that we used.
And that takes a long. 30 seconds is a long time.
It took us 3 weeks. It took us 3 weeks of before lunch, during lunch, and after school
to get
this thing done. And no, we used it, but we only used about 30 seconds.
Oh yeah. Wow.
But it's just I respect anyone who really takes it on as an art form, especially in animation.
Absolutely.
But I guess going in with that, I guess transitioning over to episode length, there really is a gauge on what your episode length should be, and for working title, it usually runs on the shorter side. But like Justin said, we're dealing with short attention spans, so everything is kind of gonna be shorts. But for me, it's within anything between like 3 and 10 minutes is usually what I aim for. That's my personal window.
I think people can concentrate for 10 minutes, and then after that, they kind of lose a little bit on like web content. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that with short films too. If it's over 10, it's got to be good.
Yeah.
If it starts getting 20, if it's 30 minutes, it better be really good.
It's all about that first minute. People are so quick to click off within the first, say, 30 seconds of a video.
My favorite shorts are 2 minutes. 2 minutes. That's my favorite shorts.
If you can get people to stick around for like a full minute, you probably have them in for the long haul.
Yeah.
As long as it's just not going to suddenly drop in quality, but consistency is a big deal.
Absolutely. So, what is the goal with the web series? So you create it. What's the goal? What do you do with it? Just put it out there. Put the content out there. Is there a goal for it?
Who wants to speak?
Well,
every show has a different goal, and then I will be the last one to talk, and let everyone else talk about their goals for the web series because I feel like I take so much time to talk.
Okay.
I'm more than open to hearing Cameron speak. We've discussed this specific topic so much because the question was why drift away from film festival circuit in the first place? Because a lot of it is about engaging and trying to work in this other avenue. For me, it was this is my home, the web series format, and trying to find people who are more so interested in more the serialized content. That's always helpful with the web series. That getting people that are engaged in long form storytelling within those segments, and that's always just been a particular passion of mine. I know Cameron's more in the route of we start with the web series and let's figure out who's interested in it and where we could take it from there beyond web series. If you want to go more into that, Cameron.
Yeah, so here's the thing, and CJ, I bet you have a similar, and everyone has a similar perspective on this. Every project has its own identity and needs a different format. The way that I saw Guardians was this is a shorter show, and I wanted to make a web series, and it seemed web series like. Are there other shows that I am thinking about? Yes. I think especially for me and I think for everyone else as well, every project is different. And I know I have features that I want to produce, I have shorts that I want to produce, and I have web shows that I want to produce. And so I got to start somewhere. And I've been doing shorts for a long time. I've been doing on the festival circuit for a long time. And it was time for me to finally do something new. And that's why web series was the best way to go. I think Guardians of Berlin stays as a web series for the rest of its run. As far as the story that I have mapped out, it's going to stay on that. But I've spoken with with several people about doing other iterations of a show like that, and that might go to something else like TV or Netflix or something like that. It really depends on the project, and I think for Guardians, it's going to stay where it is, and it just needs to get the funding and the big bucks in order to get it done, because it is a pretty, as far as our shows go, it is on the expensive side.
Now, there's a lot of new avenues out there to show your content. So would it be something that maybe hoping it gets picked up by one of these places?
If that's how we get the funding to make it, and that's the way we do it. I'm never gonna say there's not a possibility this is not the answer, because that would be rude and irresponsible to say so. Because if you have an opportunity to take it,
yeah. That
being said, I don't know what the end result is. Right? We're looking at to get into the numbers here. Mitchell, what your show is around like $300 an episode?
I'm averaging just about between $200 and $300. I mean, between transportation and craft services and COVID compliance, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
It takes a lot.
Justin Danny has what? A $0 price tag?
$0 price tag. I have a friend doing art on it, and it's a collaborative process. But the only expense I can even think of is for the next episode. We're trying to get a theme jingle in there. I have a musician in mind that I want to pay for that. But but when it comes to you write a script, you voice, you edit together audio. I send it off to a friend who draws, and there it is. It is complete. And I handle the editing on my end.
And then Keely, how much did Mismatch cost? I know it's not a web series, but
Mismatched on its own, I think literally I don't really like spending too much money on film because I just feel like you can do a lot yourself if you really put your mind to it. So all I had to do for Mismatch, which I hadn't done for any other film, was actually pay for a location. So I just booked a $50 hotel room. So it was $50 in total. And then some food. So I think it was $70. But in other films, I really don't really try and spend more than $50, if that.
Are you able to get equipment out from the school during all this, or no, or yes, or?
Yes. Yeah, I can rent it out. Yeah.
That's always good.
To gauge that, right? Guardians, the 2 episodes cost me $4,000.
$4,000?
Yeah. Now I think what we had for that price, we made it look a lot more than that. But still, just to put it in perspective, we are such a wide range.
Yeah.
That and that's the main thing. It's we're here for each other to help each other. I'm not going to shoebox anyone to a specific budget or a specific range. If they feel that this is how the product needs to go, and this is how the product needs to go, and either we wait until we have the funds or we try to find a way. And that's what Guardians is. We're waiting to not just for this campaign, but also to find other avenues of how can we get federal funding and all that kind of stuff, because Germany's a little bit nicer as far as that goes. So that's why it's so hard to gauge what the answer to that question is, because I don't even know where to start with what.
Like Canada too, they just give you money for
Canada's
money. Here, go make your movie. Here's some money from the country.
I know. So that's one.
It all comes back to your initial question about how we go about deciding how to go about the web series formats, but really what it comes down to is different projects on the channel are made with different intentions. The show Danny Swiggleton was created with very much, let's take a YouTube series and put a little spin on it, but it is at its heart what is made to be a web series. Whereas I know Cameron has had the mentality with Guardians that is more in line with, let us take what is a little more traditionally, if you could correct me if I'm wrong on this, an episode of a more of a 22 or 44 minute show, and more split it up, and then a season becomes a pilot or a whole in itself. So it's definitely made less with the web series in mind, because everything is format, right? It's made less with the web series in mind, but it does have an air to it that it could be reutilized in a different medium or format later.
I think if Guardians, the way that it's planned out, had been a longer format, it'd be a limited series. Because I think it's too long to be a feature, but too long to be a feature, but it'd be great as limited series. But as Justin said, I think there are multiple ways of creating this kind of short content. And I think the way that I saw going forward with Guardians was the first season is 30 pages, so let's find great breaking points and let's break it that way, because I want to create short form, and I think this YouTube is a great place for this, because especially for the people of Berlin, this is a very authentic show where we're using authentic locations, and where I had friends go, oh, my friend lives down the street from that place, or oh, I know exactly where that is, or I know, I've walked that place before, where I've had friends that take photos at places like, oh, you shot this there, didn't you? I'm like, yes, I did. That kind of stuff.
That's always cool.
it's really cool, and so that's why I think YouTube is the place for that show, not as much because of the format, but because of the topic and because of the way that it was shot.
Are you guys gonna, while you're still doing that one, are you coming up with a different web series that you're gonna put on there as well, or is that something in the future? The whole nother series?
Talks.
Yeah.
I know Justin and I have been talking about other shows.
Yes, all the time. Yes, it's because it's hard to not get excited about just a wide variety of content. And the one thing you lose in one continuous serialized show is that you lose more of the shorts world, where it's, I have this fresh new idea, let's just make this one contained story, which in itself it could be good for web format, but I'm very much from a world of a lot of more serialized content, and if you want to do something new, that's an investment. That's a big time investment, but it's worth it. It's worth figuring out how to get everything in there. But so yeah, we're always talking ideas and figuring out what the best avenue is for when to best approach it.
Yeah.
Is there anything, Cameron, that we missed that you wanted to talk about that we missed?
I don't think we have anything else. If anyone else has something that they want to plug, that they're like, I'm just happy that we're finally at the point where we can talk about it.
Yeah.
Because I am so proud of all these guys for kicking butt and getting it done. Just each and every one of them worked so hard to get to this point. And I know I wasn't always the easiest person, and I always pushed them hard to get it done. But, and especially through all the hard year that we've been through, Justin, Keely, Mitchell, you guys have been absolutely amazing, and I'm absolutely proud to call you guys friends and colleagues and people that I get to work with in this collective. And that's my final take, I guess, is what I'd have to say. Just thank you guys.
And thank you for the kind words, Cam. I think I'd be remiss to just say I think where we should be leaving off is we've talked about before, but the Capcom Indiegogo is still going on for another 2 weeks at this point. Yeah. And that we need to where we want to solely focus square on that for the time being. We have lovely rewards that we spent a long time figuring out. That's the tricky thing. You think of these fun rewards, but getting people to the Indiegogo page is the tough part in the first place. They're not going to find out about anything that they could get as a result of whatever donations they make until they're at the page to begin with. But that's where to look for now. That's what's all coming down to.
Absolutely. Any final words, Keely? Anything you want to promote? Talk about?
No, just keep an eye out for new stuff we're releasing, because I'm sure we'll be working on new stuff really soon.
Is any of your short films going to be playing in festivals at all?
As of right now, no, because I kind of took a break from submitting during the past few months. So the last one I think I was in was, I actually don't remember, but sometime at the end of last year, I think in like November. But I do want to put Mismatched in some festivals that will be around.
What about you, Mitchell?
Just keep a lookout for Discarded. Keep a lookout for Working Title, because there's going to be more coming out from it.
All right, so just make sure, everyone, you're listening out there. We had it posted a few times, and just go to the launch there. Right, that's the right one. Yeah, go check that out down there, down below. Click on that. If you can donate anything, and check out their webpage here. Just I don't think they can't click on the screen, but I will put it out. We'll put it in the comments.
Easier, youtube.com/Capcom Productions.
Yeah, there you go. Easy. I don't know why that's from my internet.
It gets weird when you go to the YouTube page for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, definitely do that, and we hope to see some more content from all of you in the future, and see you at film festivals. And good luck with everything. When do you come back from Germany to the States?
End of February to March. So if you want to do an in-person chat, we can definitely do something. Because I'll be working on hopefully a couple of shorts when I'm back there. So
is that like the end of the semester or something over there?
Yeah, my semester breaks in February through March, and then August through October. So once I'm off, and I'll be back doing some stuff, working on some cool things, and I can't wait to.
Hopefully, when you go back again, hopefully it'll be a lot easier and it won't be as crazy.
I'm hoping.
Fingers crossed. Oh my god.
Yeah. hoping to bring people over as well. So that'd be cool. But we'll see when we get there. Right, we'll cross that bridge.
Let's see, right? Yeah, absolutely. So,
Thank you
but-
so much for having us, CJ.
Yeah, thank you, CJ.
Honored to be on.
yeah.
It's
So
a pleasure
you guys,
always talking to you, my friend.
you can check later. It was live. It's live on YouTube. So I think it takes a while to go back and then
Right.
records or whatever. But you can go back right now and check it out on Facebook. It was Facebook Live, but it will be on Facebook right after this. And one day when I get around to it, they'll all go on SoundCloud. We're behind in SoundCloud.
Hey,
We're behind on that. We took a little break from putting it on SoundCloud, but they got like I just put 10 different episodes on YouTube, so that took a while.
Also, if you're from my crew, check out all the other podcasts that CJ does.
Yeah.
Also that he does, because I only come to him because he's cool and he does cool things, and I've seen the hard work he does, especially for filmmakers. So I don't know. Check out Brightside. Check out Hang On to Your Shorts. Check out the rest of the Cullen on Film podcast. He has a couple of other really cool ones that I've enjoyed watching because I love to watch them as well every once in a while when I've got some free time. I'll binge them.
I got a good one coming up on this Sunday. The Sunday 1:00. We have a pretty cool special guest from The Blacklist. So
Oh,
excited.
that's really exciting. Then
I'm really excited.
everyone look out for that.
it's
Please.
great. It's going to be a good one. So we got a lot of really cool ones coming up in the next few weeks. So I'm excited about that as well. I just keep bugging more people and
Do it.
like do my show. I'm like, oh yeah, all right, yeah, do my show.
I feel like people are, at least in my experience, way more excited to jump onto a show than into a conversation, right? Like it becomes an event. And we were talking earlier about turning festivals into as much of an event feel as possible online, but that's what it all comes down to.
It's hard to do online and all that, but I thought, hey, because I was doing this, I went out. I said, let's interview as many people who want to. So for Hang On to Your Shorts, I interviewed like 50 filmmakers.
Wow.
I was so exhausted, but I put it all together and we put it out there, and the people loved it. They're like, well, this is pretty cool. So then
That was a fun conversation too. I remember that one. That was great to do.
yeah, we had 6,000 people watch films online for that. So usually we wouldn't think that, and then we had about 3,000 or 4,000 people while we were live for the award show. So because the antics during the award show, we had about a couple filmmakers said, oh, can we come in? And we were at the studio, so we had another room. We're like, well, we have some room. So there was a few filmmakers and surprise guests in the other room while we were doing the whole award show, and they were coming in, and things were getting out of hand by the end of the night.
Of course.
I can imagine.
Yeah,
That's the industry.
but it's a lot of, you have to make fun. You have to do something fun, right? So,
Of course.
we'll see. And we're hoping for the bright side. We're hoping to have it. It might be online, but we're hoping to have it because it's so much fun. Cameron, you've been there. Keely, I don't know if you've been the bright side or not. Have you been there in the past?
Yeah, I've been there like 5 times, I think.
Oh yeah.
It's a great festival. It's a great tavern. It's a great place. Good food, good drinks.
Yeah, I had to go there 2 weeks ago. I went there just to say hello, and they're all doing good. They're like, we want a film festival. I'm like, I know, but I heard recently that they're gonna change it to 50% capacity in restaurants very soon. So when they do that, I have a whole weird schedule to put together, and we will have it live at Brightside very soon.
Yes.
Yeah,
That'd be exciting.
with 50%.
Yeah,
So it'll be weird.
on that.
You cannot have those award shows like we did. Sometime I don't know if on Saturday we had a student award, so it was kind of crowded. But that Sunday award show, you could not fit in that room at all. And we had it on February 29th, and you couldn't fit in that room. And this was right before COVID, and we were all like, "How many people in that room were sick?" We were on top of each other. People were up on the stairs. It was 60% or 60 or 70 people should be in the room, and it was over 100.
Nice.
I'd be terrified, but it's
On February 29th, and March 1st, and like what, 2 weeks
Jesus.
later?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
right then.
About there, around 2 weeks later, yeah.
Yeah, so that was and I think I was sick after that. So yeah, I wonder.
Huh.
I wonder. But
Great mystery.
still here. But anyway, yeah, thanks for coming on, guys. It was a lot
Thanks
of fun.
for inviting us.
Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
a pleasure.
Everyone, check out those websites and click on it. We'll put it in the conversation below in the comments. And All right. I'll hopefully see you guys on film sets and film festivals very soon. Thanks for coming on.
Sounds great.
Thank you
See
so
you,
much.
And the
AJ.
broadcast right here.